Hey friends, and welcome back to Timberborn. So we've just entered a 4-day drought and hopefully we will get through this relatively easily with our dam in place and stuff. But at the end of last episode we had quite a lot of new baby beavers being born, so I'm gonna start this episode with adding a bunch of new beavers, or not adding but renaming them, because I got a ton of suggestions again from you guys, so thank you very much for that. So let's welcome to the colony Bernard, Bobby, Beyonce, Bert, and Bianca. Welcome to the colony, everyone. And we've actually grown quite a bit, so we are with 26 beavers now, so that's nice. Okay, so let's unpause the game and see how we get through this drought. As soon as the water stops flowing, I am gonna pause these water pumpers, because I don't want them to drain this river and have our crops dry out, because then our dam would have been for nothing, right? Okay, so the water is receding quite a bit. But I want to do a little bit of math again for our water and our food supplies, because as I said, we are growing our population quite a bit and we still have some room for growth and some houses that have not been built yet. So I want to see if we still have enough water being pumped and carrots being grown, or if we need to start increasing those anytime soon. And I apologize if I sound a bit nasally and sniffly, but hay fever season is now in full effect, so it's probably gonna be like this for a while, sadly. Okay, so everything is paused. Let's see. I think these, yeah, they produce 3 water per hour, assuming they work at 100% productivity. And they work for 16 hours. So that was like 48 water. Which would mean we can have 24 beavers living off 1 water pumper. So with 2 water pumpers we should be able to support 48 beavers. But if we actually have, let's round it down to 40, because they won't always be working at 100% productivity, right? Because moments like this, when they're carrying the water, they're not pumping, when they eat, when they drink themselves. So let's round it down to 40. And 40 beavers would drink 80 water in 1 day. So our current storage is only enough for like a day and a half, which is not great. I mean, if we would have 40 beavers, we don't have right now, of course. So I think I want to look at expanding our storage, and I think there is an option for bigger, yeah, medium tanks. Ah, they need gears, okay. And 120 signs. Oh, we do have 270 signs right now, so let's unlock the floodgates finally. We can start putting those in a minute. But yeah, we're gonna have to start producing gears, and the gears need another 100 science. So I think this will be the next thing we unlock with our science. And do we have... oh, we have 8 unemployed beavers because we paused all this. So I am gonna build a couple more inventors just along this edge. That is a very sensitive key, by the way. Let's do all 8 of them, I don't care. We'll put these at, I think, a very low priority, so only if we have no other jobs that need doing, these guys will work as inventors. Okay, so water, we need to increase our storage, but we have enough pumpers in the wet seasons for like 40 beavers, so that's good. How about food? Does it say here? It doesn't say how fast they produce food. But a carrot takes 4 days to grow and produces 3 carrots. So, assuming they can, well, it doesn't look like they can harvest everything in 1 day, but we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So 6 by 13 times 2 minus, I guess this is 14, and I'm doing the math assuming we fill this in, right? So let's say we have about 140 carrot fields. So that's 420 carrots every 4 days. So that's on average, it's like 100 carrots a day. So we would be able to support around 50 beavers from this carrot field, assuming they work at like 100% efficiency and harvest really fast and stuff like that. So that's actually a lot better than I was expecting, and I'm not sure if the math works out like that, because it feels to me like that shouldn't be possible. But okay, that's good to know. That means we can keep increasing our colony without too much worry. And finally getting stuff like this on the go. And I think, yeah, we should be getting on with the dam building. So are you guys gonna work on the platforms now? Wait, where did you put that? Yeah, I think they're working on the platforms. Water level still looks good, okay. Actually, I'm gonna mark this as a higher priority. Because I think they do building before they do deconstructing. So if that's the case, yeah, actually I'm gonna mark all of this as a high priority, because I want to get rid of this stuff so we can start planting, because it will take a while for stuff to grow. So the sooner we get rid of all of this, the better, but they won't get rid of this when they're building all the dams. Water level still looking good. Yeah, I mean, it's dropping, but there's still water in here, so our carrots are still growing, our trees are mostly still growing. Some of the oaks have stopped growing, which is a shame. Not much we can do about it right now. We might eventually consider building a dam like over here, so we can divert this pool water away from the colony and store some more water over here, so we can keep this green. Assuming we can keep the bad water out. So we have run out of water, so our problem right now is actually that our water storage isn't big enough to get through the drought. So we are gonna look into getting more water storage. Because the drought hasn't even ended yet, so that's why I unpaused the water pumper, so we don't get a lot of thirsty beavers. We have gotten through this quite quickly, so that's nice. We can delete this lumberjack because there's no more trees to harvest here anymore. Really, guys, did you leave one? Oh, I didn't mark that. Oh, okay. Fair enough. My bad. So yeah, sadly, we do have thirsty beavers again. I'm sorry, guys. But hopefully you won't be thirsty for long. Tutorial message. Haulers and workforce. As your settlement grows, it processes larger amounts of goods. Transporting them takes a significant part of your workers' day. Yeah, we talked about that a while ago. Haulers help with that. They move the goods around their entire district following the demand. Let's build a hauling post now. Okay. Can we fit it? Yes. It's not going to be useful for a while because we don't have the workforce for it. Because this is all gonna start working again soon. Yay, the water is back. So our area didn't dry out, which is a good thing. We did run out of water, so we are gonna have to look into getting bigger water storage. And we have the science, so I am gonna unlock the gear workshop. And the gear workshop uses planks and turns those into gears. And we have plank storage right in front of it, so that is nice. We can put another... I think gears go in a warehouse. Let's see. Gears, yes. And I am gonna prioritize this a bit higher. Okay, let's slow down a little bit because this has all been demolished, so we can start looking into planting this. And I am gonna clean up this road a little bit because it is annoying me. That's a little better. Okay, so what are we gonna plant here? We want pines for the resin, chestnuts and maple. I have no clue in what quantities we need this, so I'm just gonna do like an educated guess, I guess. I think we need the treated planks quite often, so I think I'm just gonna do this in pine. And then we'll do half and half chestnuts and maples. Or something like this. We can unpause this forester. So Brittany can start planting trees and berry bushes, and when she is done planting, we could demolish this, but I think I'll just pause it. And no one has to work here again. Oh wait, she can't actually reach these. That's better. I'm gonna... I prioritize removing these berries. I just want to start cleaning up some of these areas a bit. And we'll high prioritize the gear workshop so we can start producing gears. I was like, why is there a tree growing there? But no, it's part of the rubble. It's kind of funny because this is actually how beavers would construct a dam in real life. They do actually use supporting big logs, like vertical posts that they use to weave all their other logs and branches in between. So this looks more like a beaver dam than the dam built by our beavers does. I think we have some more new babies. Yes, okay, so let's rename these guys. So welcome Bennett, Beckham, Bellamy, Boromir. Please don't sacrifice yourself too early on. And Brienne. Nice. Welcome to the colony, guys. And thank you everyone for suggesting those names. It really helps me with renaming all these guys, because I wouldn't be able to think of so many beaver names myself. Building lacks goods. Oh, we're out of logs. Wait, why are we out of logs? There's logs. Why are you not doing... Are these not marked for cutting? Oh, whoops. Can I... Yes. And these ones aren't either. Okay, that's better. I was like, there's so many trees over there. Why are we not gathering logs? Let's get that third lumberjack on the go, because we do have unemployed beavers. How are we doing on clearing this rubble? Only one left, okay. And I realize we're going a bit all over the place now, because that's just me cleaning up messes I created in previous episodes. Okay, good. But the carrots are still progressing nicely, and I am gonna keep an eye on our supply of carrots, because even though I just sort of calculated we should have more than enough, I'm hesitant to believe that math. And we are up to 30 beavers at the moment, so we have increased quite rapidly. Which is fine, of course. Ah, we do have our first gears. Nice. So how much did the big storage cost? Sorry, medium. We have large tanks. Oh, they cost metal. Wow. 120 science? Yes. Oh, that's very nice. Okay. Let's plonk that out here. That stores 300 water. So this kind of triples our water supply in one go. But it does need 20 gears. We only have 5, so it will take a while before this is built. So the question is, what are you guys working on now? What are you building? Where are you going? You're working up here. Okay. Ah, the platforms are going in. Nice. On the one hand, I feel like this shouldn't be a priority, but at the same time, I'm very scared about a potential bad water season. I'm not sure if I should prioritize our water tank first or getting those dams up first. Actually, I will high prioritize this because they can only build it when they have gears, so they'll work on this when they can, and as soon as we run out of gears, they can continue on those dams. And it looks like this cycle works kind of, but I do feel like the 3 lumberjacks are going through trees faster than this guy can plant them. Because he's not replanting these. But we do have a continuous supply of wood, so that's good. We're not running out of logs. And our food supply seems to be stable-ish right now. So yeah, the math with 50 beavers from 1 carrot field doesn't work out. It might work if we have... Although it is going up right now. If we have 2 farmhouses, which we talked about in an earlier episode. Because it looks like they can't actually get through all the carrots in one day. Because some of these have been fully grown for a while now and they're not even harvesting them. So we might need more than 3 beavers to harvest a field of this size. So if we get a second farmhouse in, where 3 of them are planting and 3 of them are only harvesting, this might work better. And I might also do a little redesign of the paths over here, just to make this a straight path with a farmhouse on either side, and then plant some more carrots on this side. Like this. And we'll put this on high priority workplace and construction, because I want people working in there. And these guys focus on planting, that's fine, and then these will focus on harvesting. And we might even build... Actually, let's just do that. A second storage for carrots. Let's just do another medium warehouse. At least for now. For carrots, so that if we have a long drought or bad water season or whatever, we will have a lot of food stored. Ooh, work on the dam has begun. Nice. And oh, we can start putting in the floodgates as well. So these will go over here. So that will be our bad water management system. Someday, eventually. And we can plant these as well. And these. Cool. And hopefully we are able to build all of that before our first bad water season happens, but we'll find out eventually, I guess. Ooh, our first oaks are growing. Nice. But those give 8 logs, so that really boosts our log supply. We actually have more logs than we are using at the moment, so that's good. Ah, look, this helps. Now they are getting to these edges. Nice. So since we have oaks growing, it might be worth it to clear this planting area and start switching these over to oaks as well. So every time a birch tree is cut, we're just gonna replace it with an oak. Because the oaks just give more logs, so it's worth it to switch these over to oaks. But I wanted to have fast-growing trees to, I guess, bridge the gap to the first oaks growing, because we were so short on logs. But now that we have a decent supply, and we still have the pines, hopefully by the time these grow, we will have oaks over here growing, so we should not run out of logs this way. Hopefully. Okay, so our water supply is slowly increasing, so this math does seem to work out, although we are 34 beavers right now, which actually means I probably need a bunch of new names. Yeah, okay, so let's do another little renaming session. So, welcome Blythe. Boy. Better listen, boy. Brennan, who is sadly injured, so get some rest soon. Bronte. Little bug. Hello, little bug. And Beeboop. So welcome everyone to the colony. You're joining a fast-growing, thriving colony. Or at least thriving for now. Ah, he's got a wounded tail. I think we need, we need more hospital beds. Let's get another one. Where are they? Here, medical bed. I'm still, ooh, we have another drought approaching in 3 days. I'm glad it's not a bad tide, but I'm also not convinced we actually have the water supply for this. So I might... Because we have just spent the entire wet season with 2 log bumpers, and we haven't filled our storage yet. And it's only, I mean, we have also increased our storage, but I think our previous max was like 120, so we're not even that much over our previous capacity. So I do think we need a 3rd log pumper, just because they don't work at the 100% efficiency that we do our maths with. Okay, the new log pumper is done, so Benny is gonna help us increase our water supply. That's good. I am gonna prioritize these, so as soon as they can reach them, they'll start removing them, so I can start planning the rest of this dam. And those are, those are on low priority. That's fine, because we are sort of producing enough power at the moment, I think. There's our demand. Yeah, our supply is 240-ish and our demand is 220, so that's fine. Which means that this little dam that we have built, or these levees, have actually increased the power output of this one power wheel, because it's now almost 250 horsepower. Or even more. While previously it was at like 180. So that shows that restricting the water flow of the river does actually help to produce more power. Which is cool physics. So I'm curious how much power we will produce. This one will 270, 270. I think that's just the theoretical maximum. So I'm curious how much power this will actually produce once we have all this built. Okay, so the third pumper has done a good job because we are massively increasing our stored water right now, so that's good. And we can pause this forester now because they have planted all the trees and berries we need. And I'm gonna slow down time a little bit because what do we actually need to get that resin? Is that in wood? Paper mill, printing press, tapper shack. We'll gather sap and syrup from trees. That's 500 science. Okay, we don't have the science for that. We do have quite a bit of science. And we were thinking about unlocking more well-being options, so maybe this is a good time to look at that. So you have the shower. Refreshing blast of river water to wet one's fur. Contemplation spot, where beavers can contemplate nature. The Lido, place to relax by a river. Herbalist, Agora. But that needs extract. And I don't know how to get extract. Carousel, detailer, dance hall. These are all a lot of science. How about a decoration? A lantern, that's only 100 science. Scarecrow, 200 science. We have roofs as well. Weather vane. I think I'm gonna unlock the lantern. We can make this place a bit cozier. Maybe we can do the shower for 50 science. Oh, that's small. Okay, so this needs to go in the river, I guess. Maybe we can use this little pool as our shower area. I'll put in 2 because it looks like it only fits 1 beaver. So with 34 beavers, it's gonna be a struggle of only 1 shower. And there we have our second drought. And it's only gonna be 4 days, so we should be fine. We have more than twice the water supply we had before, so hopefully they can demolish this bush so we can put 1 set of stairs in, because I just realized they won't be able to reach any of this otherwise. And it does look like they can build down, because they have built this levee from here, so they've built on a corner and down 2 levels, so that's good to know that they can actually reach pretty far. They might be able to build this entire thing without us needing to do like... Can we see? Yeah. Without doing stairs down and building it in layers. So hopefully this just works out. So what are we being held back by? I think we're just being held back by the number of builders we have. Because we have a bunch of logs. We don't have that many planks, but we do have some. So maybe it's worth it to unlock the builder's hut for 100 science. And actually high prioritize that. We won't high prioritize it as a workplace, because if we need food or water, that's more important. But if there's some beavers spare, they can become extra builders. Same goes for haulers. So we might do that as well, because the haulers will make everything else more efficient. If we plan for that by prioritizing these buildings for haulers, then our food and water supply will be optimized. And our food is looking great, so I think this setup works well for the population we have at the moment. I haven't been... I did high prioritize this, right? Yeah. Oh, it's too far from a district? Ah, so they can build downwards, but they can't demolish downwards? Okay, so we're gonna have to remove this path, this platform, build stairs downwards. High priority. And then when these stairs are finished, they should be able to reach these berries. And then we will be able to continue planning our dam over here. I'm glad I checked this, because if we had a bad tide and then realized that this isn't working yet, like you get the notification there's bad water coming, and then you look at this and realize there's still berry bushes over here. Yikes. Okay, we're not building much at the moment because we have completely run out of planks. And we have run out of planks because we're not making planks because of no power output. And I am gonna pause this guy right now as well, because the water level is getting very low. So we might actually add another lumber mill to this little chain over here. And also build a bigger storage for planks. So that when we have the power, we can just produce a big supply of them. And I think this is gonna be obtain, and we prioritize it by haulers. Because that should mean that haulers bring logs from this big pile to this little pile, so it will be easier for these guys to work, because they can grab their logs over here and they don't have to walk all the way over here. But that does mean we need haulers. But we're not gonna get haulers anytime. Ooh, plant 1,000 trees during a single playthrough. Anytime soon, because we don't have the planks. We are looking good on food and water though, so that's nice. Let's unpause these guys. Gonna start pumping again. We didn't run out of water this time, so that's good. So this is our first route where we didn't have any thirsty beavers. Oh, mighty forest, how I pine for thee. Wow. Okay, so we have a bunch of inventors now, and they are on very low priority. So they'll only work if there are no other jobs that need fulfilling. But right now, there are no other jobs that need fulfilling, so that's good. But this will really, look at our science going up. This will really crank out the science. That's nice. Ah, we have our first haulers now. Nice. So Beatrice, Billy, Bonnie, Ubuzur, and Bucky will help us. And Ubuzur needs a new name. And I think Ubuzur will become Buzz. And that is the last name I have on my list. So in one episode, we went through all the names I had prepared in advance. Because we are going so fast right now. Both in terms of, like, I'm playing on fast forward pretty much constantly, and we are growing the colonies so quickly that we just went through all the names. Oh, and the tutorial. Some workplaces like hauling posts don't fill all of their worker slots by default. You can change the number of desired workers in the buildings panel. Also, you control how buildings are staffed using workplace priorities. I've been doing this for a couple of seasons, guys. Let's try it now. Increase the desired workers. Decrease the workplace priority, and I'm gonna decrease it to 4 actually. You can pause buildings and construction sites. Pause, unpause. Okay. Oh, look at our line of builders going. How did you guys get on with this? Still... Wait, you are able to reach this. Why are you not demolishing this? It is on high priority. Maybe these stairs were only just finished and they already had other jobs they were doing. Yeah, I guess that's what was happening. Okay, so let's give them a little bit of time to clear this out. And I still intend to clear this out and move it up here, but this needs to grow significantly more before we can do that, because if we destroy these houses now, we lose such a large chunk of our population. So actually, let's, if we're talking about it anyway, let's start planning that. 250 science for a triple lodge, but they are very cool. So... Ooh, this might be nice. I think if we do this, we can build a platform over here. Stairs over here. And then have roads like this. This will add spots for 18 more beavers. And then I would like to get the, what are they called, rooftop terraces in. Something like this. And then when all this is in, we can safely remove this, I think, because then we'll have moved the terrace. And these house 3 beavers. This is 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. And this is 18 as well, yeah. So if they build this, we can remove this and it won't have any effect on our population size. So yeah, it does look like Belvinder is struggling to keep up with our lumberjacks. But I'm not sure if that is actually a problem, because our log supply is full. I'm not sure. We'll keep an eye on it. Maybe we need a second forester. Maybe we do 2 foresters, 4 lumberjacks for this area. Ooh, we have our first resin. Cool. So how are we doing over here? Final berry bush. Okay, cool. So once you are done, we can remove this staircase. And then we can start planning this. So this will be platforms. And this will be levees. And I am starting to get a little anxious about this, because we've had a couple of droughts now and I'm not sure when the game will start throwing bad water at us, but I'm afraid it won't be long. And I am gonna add another big water tank actually, because I like to have plenty of storage. Because if we do get a bad water season and we haven't finished our diversion dams yet, then our only solution is to destroy one of these. So destroy one of these dams so all the bad water can just flow out of the colony. But that means we will be without water for a while, because we won't be able to store any water in our river. So I'd like to have this supply large enough to actually last an entire dry or bad water season without any pumps running. Same goes for food, because I think the carrots will start dying relatively quickly when we have bad water running through this. Is building working? Yeah, Benny is working hard. Nice. We are a little short on power now with only 1 power wheel, so it might be worth it to prioritize a second power wheel. It's only logs anyway, so it doesn't take planks. So it shouldn't take long for them to build this. Yeah, they're working on this very hard. Nice. How many builders does this actually have? 4. Okay, so we have 8 builders at the moment. And I'm curious how much power this wheel is going to produce. And I'm not sure if it will decrease the power this one produces. Is it still 250? Yeah, it's still right about 250. This one, same-ish. Okay, that's cool. So we pretty much doubled our power output now. Yeah, so we're right about 500 now, and I think we needed like 200, 300-ish. So, yeah, 270. So all these buildings should work at max efficiency right now. Except for the gear workshop, because our gear supply is full. So he's just sat on his butt. Actually, we can boss him for now, and he can become an inventor. Ooh, we have our first floodgate. Nice. And I might actually, because we have done so much fiddling around with where we build stuff, I am gonna prioritize this, because they will keep going back and forth to this one and the other one and this one and the other one, just because of the order in which I placed all this down. So hopefully this will help them finish one dam and then the other. I hope that will be a little more efficient than going back and forth between the two. But everything seems to be progressing nicely. We're doing well. We're not struggling to survive anymore, at least not at the moment. But yeah, we're doing well. And I think I'm gonna end it right here before we get to any other exciting stuff. So not much of a cliffhanger this time, just our colony progressing nicely. So thank you guys so much for watching. Keep the names coming, because I'm completely out of names at the moment. So we need a bunch of new names. Although I don't think we will be able to keep up with the names, to be honest. But yeah, if you have any suggestions, let me know. And thank you guys so much for watching. Have a good rest of your day, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.